Afternoon, guys. I'm Patrick Ledwaba, OHS lecturer, and now we are on page 171 of the health and safety hazards, and we are doing individual activity. The question says, mention two equipment used for firefighting at your workplace and explain the mode of usage. Two equipments used for firefighting at your workplace. Explain mode of usage. At my workplace, the first equipment for firefighting is a fire extinguisher. It mostly fights Class A fires. Class A foam is used as a fire retardant in 2.5 gallon air pressurized water. Extinguishers to contain incipient brushes, fires, and grass fires by creating a fire break. Other chemicals retardants such as Fire 8 and Fire Arctic Fire are capable of retarding Class A material and Class B fuels, non-flammable and extinguishing Class A and B, and some D fires. Fire retardant such as slurry dropped from aircraft is used to prevent ignition, while fire suppression agents are used to extinguish fires. And the second tool which is used to fight fires is a fire hose. A fire hose is a thick pressure hose used to carry water or other fire retardants such as foam to a fire, to extinguisher. Outdoors, it is attached either to a tree engine or a fire hydrant. It can be permanently attached to a building, standpipe, or plumbing system. Second, the usual work pressure of a fire hose can vary between 8 bars and 20 bars, while its brushing pressure can be up to 63 bars. This level of pressure emitted by the hose can actually break in a wrecked brick wall. And moving on to group activity on page 83. Here it's a group activity about char and scorch heights. What can char and scorch heights tell us? They say char and scorch heights are related to flame heights and can be used after a fire to provide information on intensity of the fire. And they say draw up a table and compare factors influencing early and late season fires. Important factors to be considered include mean temperature, mean humidity, dominant flow, fuel types, and mean load. Compare and predict mean rate of spread and mean intensity. This one I'm not going to do, guys, so I'm going to leave it up to here. Thank you. Afternoon, guys. It's Patrick Ledwaba here, your OHS lecturer. And now we've changed the book. We are now starting the first activity in monitoring and evaluation, Unit 5. Looks something like this, guys. So the first question on monitoring and evaluation, page 28. It says, describe how health and safety duties of the workers can be listed. describe how health and safety duties of workers can be listed. The health and safety duties of workers can be listed as follows. First, employees must take care of his or her own health. That's basically how it all works out in the workplace. An employee must take care of his or her own health, or even the health of his co-workers and so forth. And the second pointer, I have the employee must provide information to the inspector. Yes, sometimes employees do provide information to the inspector, but most of the time, information is provided to the inspectors by a safety officer, not an employee. Pointer number 3, employees must comply with rules that are given by employer. That's also true. If an employer gives instruction, then the instructions must be followed. Very, very strict instructions must be followed. And pointer number 4, they must wear prescribed PPE clothing. Prescribed PPE clothing is like uniform that you get when you start to work at a particular place. It might be a safety goggles, safety glass, hand gloves, safety boots. The list goes on and on. And workers must report unsafe work. Workers have the right to say no or to report unsafe work to the employer because it's part of the legislative part where it says employers also have a right to report unsafe work. And question number 2 here, it says define PPE. PPE, it's like personal protective equipment. And B, what does SHE stand for? It is health and safety environment. And describe health and safety in the workplace. Health and safety in the workplace, like keeping safe and avoiding risks to your health at the workplace is obviously important issue. And no one wants to risk their life or temporarily be affected by bad working conditions. I think we are done for here, guys. As I prepare myself for the next lesson, thank you. Afternoon, guys. It's Patrick Ledwaba here, and now we are on page 33, individual activity 2 on monitoring and evaluation. And the first question goes as follows. Describe the right of workers in terms of occupational health and safety. The first pointer here, we say workers have the right to report unsafe work. That's one of the rights of the workers. And another pointer, workers have the right to be informed. Yes, workers have the right to be informed. The employer, here says, the employer must see to it that every worker is informed and clearly understands the health and safety hazards of any work being done. And another pointer, workers must take care of their own health. This one, it is the duty of you as an employer or an employee to take care of your own health in a workplace. And the second one, say list the different types of PPE. Here we have safety shoes, we have safety glasses, we have safety belt, we have good housekeeping. All these are part of PPE because good housekeeping is also equivalent to PPE because no one or anything can get damaged, or no one can maybe get hurt, or no incident can happen in a clean environment or a clean workplace. And then question number 3 says, describe the rights and responsibilities. Describe responsibilities of employees and employers in terms of occupational health and safety. Rights and responsibility of the employer. The employer is the one who has the duty in the workplace to take care of health and safety. So the employer is the one who takes care of health and safety in the workplace. And the employer must ensure, like, the employer is the one that has to maintain all equipment that is necessary to do work. Yes, the employer must provide and maintain all the equipment that is necessary to do work, and all the systems according to which work must be done in a condition that will not affect health and safety of workers. Before personal protective equipment may be used, the employer must first try to remove or reduce any danger to the health and safety of the workers. Only when this is not practicable should personal protective equipment be used. And rights and responsibilities of the employees. Rights and responsibilities of the employees is to take reasonable care of your own health, that one we have. If possible, avoid wearing jewelry or loose clothing if operating machines. As this is true, maybe we should avoid using jewelry and loose clothing when operating machines, because a machine can maybe tangle loose clothing or maybe jewelry, and that might cause an incident in a workplace. And if you have long hair or you wear scarves, those should also be avoided when working close to machinery. And to cooperate with your employer, making sure you get proper training and you understand the following, you understand and follow the company's health and safety policy. Okay, this one is also very important. Following the protocol of the employer, like duties of the employer is to give you work. So, like, following employer's instructions is very important. And to cooperate with health and safety policies. If one doesn't cooperate with health and safety policies, there are major consequences that follow not cooperating with policies. You can be fined, you can be dismissed, and you can be jailed sometimes. Tell your employer if something happens that might affect your ability to work. Sometimes, it is very important to tell your employer if there's something that is maybe disturbing you to do your particular or your work properly. That's about it, guys. Thank you for being with us. Until next time.